The following broadcast is a presentation of iRacing Motorsport Simulations live on PTR TV. We'd like to thank all of our partners for their support.
He may get the run on the outside, off of the back straightaway. 26 and Hallmark trying to go through wide. No one's going to let them.
Talking and bobbing and weaving down the back straightaway, looking for a way around. The 5 machine trying to take a look underneath the 3 car. He's going to dive in down to the bottom. A huge move down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Back bumper. Can anything happen through the tri-oval? Walker Thomas to the inside. Here he comes to the outside. Side by side through the tri-oval. The 14. It's going to be a photo finish to the line. Who's going to get it?
Walker Thomas. Machine coming out of turn number 4. Tiller looking to go 3 wide, almost 4 wide. He's going to try to look for a gap. Bobbing and weaving for the lead down through the tri-oval.
Photo finish.
2 by 2. The 65 gets the win.
Red Bull GRCs are now available on iRacing. I personally put my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, developing the cars, the tracks, the dirt, making sure it is authentic as possible, and I really think you guys are going to love it. The best part is that this 600 horsepower Volkswagen Beetle is free to all members. So get signed up now and come race me online.
Welcome everybody to Primetime Racing TV. Tonight's coverage of the Hardline Racing League, the Midwest POWERSOURCE Cup Series here live on PTR TV. Tonight we are racing in the desert at ISM Raceway, or Phoenix International Raceway as it is still known here on the iRacing service. Cup cars here tonight for 133 laps of racing. In the booth tonight to bring you the action, myself, Evan Black, and we have Joe Chris behind the scenes helping us out. So Evan, actually you were in the Contender Series race that this league offers on Wednesday in the Xfinity car, if I can get that out. But tonight we are in the Cup car, and the lights are off. We are in the heat of the day. So what can we expect tonight?
I expect a pretty good race. Phoenix usually has a lot of good races here, good short track action. I expect the group will move up a little bit, maybe in 1 and 2, especially with it being daytime. It should get rubbered up fairly quickly, but we'll see. It should be a pretty good race.
It should be a pretty short race too, only 133 laps here in the desert, so this race should go by relatively quickly. But you guys have 2 minutes left of qualifying right now, group qualifying that we now. So as you can see here, Shane Terrian, always a quick driver in the league, on the provisional pole by about a little over a tenth over Joshua Adams.
Terrian's been absolutely dominant this season. He's won 3 of the 5 so far.
Definitely the money man. This guys will have to step up their game if they are going to keep up with them. But in the point standings right now, Terrian is up by 13 points over his next competitor, which is Thomas Bressi, him 4th on the chart right now. Bressi trying to exit the pits and see if he can get another lap in, see his time.
Terrian's worst finish so far is actually 3rd.
Yeah, you can't really ask for much more than that out of a driver, so definitely get ready to go this season. And Evan, obviously at the new version of Phoenix. Phoenix has been in its present state for about 5 years, and kind of the big draw of Phoenix is that wide open dog leg, which gives you all that space to maneuver through. Is that something that these guys will be using tonight in the Cup car, you think?
They'll be using it, not as much as if it was an Xfinity car, because it gets really loose down there. You can't go I know in the Xfinity car, you're going all the way down to the inside wall. We're not going to see that tonight. If someone does go down there, they're probably not going to be coming back up straight.
That will keep these drivers on the dog leg here through that little bank section of the back straightaway. It used to be a whole bunch of grass down there, but in the reconfiguration of the speedway, we now have the dog leg. Kind of a love-hate relationship with it, I do believe, for a lot of drivers. I'm kind of on the side of, I'd like the old configuration, but they don't have it. This is how Phoenix is going to be, so we'll see what happens here as qualifying is about to conclude. We should have, believe it to be about 15 drivers that will be taking the grid here in just a matter of moments. Like be a little bit of a delay while these drivers get one opportunity to finish the lap that they are on. Begunia here, he in 6th position coming out of corner number 4. We'll see if he can throw a buzzer beater and improve his lap time. Big wiggle off of corner number 4. Don't think that is going to better his time. He is going to remain 6th. Actually, he'll get dropped down to 7th as Ryan Hart sneaks in a top 5 lap there at the last second. Ryan Hart has also been rather dominant in hardline racing, but more so in their Wednesday series, the Contender Series, but he does have a win in the Cup Series this season, so we'll see if he can go for 2, but without further ado, we will bring to you the grid here tonight from the Phoenix International Raceway for the Hardline Racing League, the Midwest POWERSOURCE Cup Series. Starting on the pole here tonight in the desert with a lap time of 26.925 seconds is Shane Terrian, so we offer him our congratulations. Joshua Adams rolling off P2. Matthew Bell in 3rd, Thomas Bressi in 4th, and Ryan Hart's in 5th, Jacob Adams in 6th, Cole Begunia in 7th, and Chuck Sweeting back in action. It's been off for a couple weeks. He is in the 8th spot. Evan.
Trevor Hensley rolling off in 9th, Bronson Stafford to his outside. Cody Tabor in 11th, Robert Kinney in 12th, and then rest of the field, Nick Massey, Russ Cable, and Justin Munsell.
That is 15 drivers here tonight in the Cup Series race here on PTR TV, live in the desert at Phoenix International / ISM Raceway. Thanks for tuning in here tonight to PTR TV. Like and subscribe. Don't miss the Hardline Racing League on Friday nights here on the channel. If you do like what you see, make sure you are ready for it every week. So, Evan, just to conclude and kind of review, we have a 75% fuel load, so I'll ask you before you ask me, what do we expect for that regard today?
I don't know exactly how many laps, but I would expect it to be a 2-stop race, because I believe you can go about 80 to 90 laps on a full tank of fuel here, so 75% of that, maybe 60 laps or so, we'll say, 50 to 60 laps.
Also, quiz you while we're at it too. Do you, what is our stage here tonight?
35.
35 will be the stage caution, so that'll give about a 100 lap run to the end of the race, which is,
give a 98 lap run to the end of the race.
I always got to call me out on my little tiny faux pas right there, but 98 lap run to the end of the race, so see what kind of strategy that entails. We'll see if it's green flag race. We'll see if the yellow flag is ready to be flown a lot tonight. Hopefully it is not, but of course it is a short track, so you can always have to expect that.
That pace car rolling off now. As these drivers get ready to come to the green.
Yep, it'll be one short lap around Phoenix to get this race underway. We do the dog leg here. Pace car will pull off as it gets to turn number 4, so these guys will have to get assembled rather quickly. Get ready for the race to begin. 133 laps of racing, 133 miles on the schedule distance, 79 degrees in the air, 106 degree track temperature, about a 9-mile-an-hour wind from the south. That's what these guys will be enduring tonight. But starting on the front row, the 38 machine, Shane Terrian, he is ready to get the race in the desert underway. Pace car is in. We await for the green flag, and there it is. We're racing in Phoenix.
And Terrian will easily clear the 80 of Adams for the lead as they go down into turn 1. Adams down to the bottom right behind Terrian. We got Matthew Bell trying to get by Thomas Bressi for the 3rd position as they go through the dogleg.
A couple drivers already starting to cut the dog leg there. We kind of talked about how that we don't expect that to be a thing for too long, but maybe on these newer tires, fresh tires, you can make that happen. 95 Abella to the inside of Bresci. They'll be side by side off of 4 and down the front straightaway.
Bresci will clear down the front stretch. Maybe going to take a look underneath Adams. No, he's going to stay in line. Almost contact there between Bresci and Adams for the second position.
Close racing here, still side by side, a couple positions back. That is Jacob Adams and Chuck Sweeting. You can see both of them managing to stay on the racetrack there. A couple drives in front, still dropping to the bottom. Sweeting in the 26 left the door open on the bottom. That'll open it for the number 46 of Tyler Hensley to try to take that spot.
Hensley underneath that 26 is Sweeting down the front stretch as they get ready to go down into turn number 1 now. We'll see if 46 has the preferred lane, but we'll see if the 26 can hold on the outside lane. No, he's going to drop back. The 46 of Hensley will clear for the spot.
Yep, so Hensley on his way forward here into the 7th position early in tonight's race. Everyone manages to get going cleanly and single file, but it does look like the number 24 of Bresci, he is all over the back of Joshua Adams, trying to figure out a way to take second.
Yeah, these drivers are going to have to be really careful to save their rear tires, as you just saw there with Bresci getting a bit loose out of 2. So I'm going to be curious to see if Tarian, he's really kind of starting to pull away from these guys. I wonder if he's burning those tires up a little too much.
Very easy to do here in these Cup cars is just get a little bit too much power down. Obviously with the about 750 horsepower or so we do have, you can definitely let those rear tires up in a heartbeat. But here comes, speaking of Hartz, Ryan Hartz to the inside of Matthew Bell for the 4th spot.
Hartz will take that spot over from Bell.
Here comes Thomas Bresci, 24. The 88 washes up just a little bit too high. Left the door open for the 24 to the inside, but not able to get the fender in there.
I wonder if Adams meant to move up there in 3 and 4, if he just slid in a little too much. Guess we'll see if he does it this time.
Surprised me either way. We do know that there is a lot of multi-groove racing here, especially on these flat tracks. The bottom wears out as it is so overly run as the laps progress. Might be getting a better run off of corner exit right there.
See, he moved up again, kind of to the second lane, and then cut down to the yellow on exit, and he got a pretty good run.
Maybe he does have something going there, so we'll take note of that and see if other drivers are able to learn from it. But Bresci, here he comes with a look to the inside through the dogleg and into corner number 3. He'll dive it on in there side by side.
Thomas Bresci on the apron a little bit there, getting those left below the yellow. Now out of turn 4, 88 going to pinch him down a little bit. That should allow him to get a better run, but down the front stretch, they're still side by side. Going down into turn 1, Bresci on the bottom, getting a little bit loose down there, but still dead even out of 2.
They are, and Bresci is going to take the shortcut all the way to the inside of the dogleg here, see if he can merge up safely. Does manage to have control of the car, does manage to clear the 88. See if there's a crossover, a last-ditch effort from Adams. Doesn't appear to be the case, so the 24 up to P2.
So now we'll see if Bresci has anything for our leader, Shane Tarian. Looks like Ryan Hartz is also kind of starting to catch that 88 of Adams and 24 of Bresci. Hartz was one of the fastest cars on the track last time by.
Definitely, he is definitely so. Only 1 second behind your leader as the top 10 really still very close confines as somebody high up the track. That was Jacob Adams, very high in corner number 3. Don't think that groove is working quite yet.
Yeah, he is out there in the 4th lane.
Up front, that number 24 machine, he's on a mission. Really wide there off corner number 2, but keeps it out of the fence, but keeps the momentum up as well. Here he comes. He has closed into the bumper of Shane Tarian and looking to have a battle for the lead.
Bresci getting a pretty good run out of corner number 4 down the front straightaway. He's not going to be close enough to make a dive. He's taking a little bit wider of an entry down into 1 and 2. I wonder if that's helping him get a better exit out of 2. He got a pretty good one there. We'll see if he cuts down the dogleg or no. He's going to stay up on the track.
At this point, it is still early. He still has about 24 to go in the stage. Obviously, these stage points will add up, the playoff points associated with it, so getting this win can definitely be important as the season progresses. So he is going to try to get it as best he can, but does look like the 38 is doing a pretty good job playing defense and hanging on to the lead for the time being.
Bresci is doing a really good job getting out of these corners. He's not driving in quite as deep, but he's getting really good runs out of the corners. But he's going to take a look to the inside of Tarian through turns number 3 and 4. Not quite to his quarter panel yet.
He is absolutely all over the back bumper of him, but is not able to take any serious approaches yet. He's still just trying to maybe figure out where the 38 may be weaker, where he may have the advantage. Does look like he is getting off of corner number 2 much better. Maybe taking a look to the outside, maybe could look into the inside, trying everything he can.
Bresci is going anywhere that there is room, but out of 4, still not able to get side by side for the lead. Down the front stretch, we'll see down into turn 1. What happens here? He's getting right to his back bumper through the center 1 and 2.
Ran a lot lower there off of corner number 2, maybe trying to close in by running the shorter distance. Didn't have the momentum built up, so wasn't able to sustain the run down the back straightaway. Maybe drove it in a little bit too deep there, washed up the track a little bit further than maybe he wanted to. And
oh, really loose out of 4 was Bresci. Lost a little bit of time there.
While this is going on, Ryan Hartz has closed to the back bumper of the 88 of Joshua Adams, so first and second is a hot battle. Third and fourth is also heating up, and then if we have any other battles later in the field.
Doesn't fifth and sixth pretty close to each other.
Oh, but here comes Bresci yet again, diving it to the inside, but I really think the 38 has something on that outer groove at corner number 3 and 4, and it's allowing him to hang off and get that run down the straightaways.
Now into 1 and 2 now out of turn number 2. Tarian got a pretty good run that time. I wonder if Bresci's rear tires are starting to wear off, but Bresci's going to cut the dog leg a little bit there, try and gain some more time into turn 3, almost to his back bumper. 38 sliding up a little bit out of 4. Bresci got a really good run there.
Yes, he did, and here he comes to the inside. This is the best opportunity he's had thus far. He'll pull door to door with the number 38 machine off of corner number 2 all the way to the inside, gets loose. He'll try to cut the dog leg, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Oh, really loose through the dog leg was Bresci. Almost lost it there.
As you talked about, Evan, the tires are wearing, so it's going to be even more difficult, more dangerous to be making those approaches down there.
I think now as the tires are wearing, if you're on the outside of someone, you're going to either hang on to the spot or get by him. Just now, especially on the bottom of 1 and 2, it gets so slippery on those old tires.
Maybe see the drivers move up the track trying to find that grip, but didn't take very long for Bresci to manage to get back to the bumper of Shane Tarian. Only took about a lap or two. That is how much faster he is, but as we've said, just can't get by.
Now down the front straightaway, getting pretty close to 10 laps or 15 laps to go here in the stage. Now out of turn number 2, we'll see if Bresci can get a run here through the dog leg. Getting a little bit of a run, don't know if he'll be able to take a dive into 3. We will see here. He's going to stay in line for the moment, getting a pretty good run through 3 and 4 is Tarian actually. Now we'll see out of 4 who can get the run. Looks like Tarian will pretty even there out of 4.
Bresci is faster, but he's not faster in the positions where he needs to be able to make the pass. See, he really hugging that lower line there off of the corners, but by the time they get up to speed down the straightaways, run kind of stalls out and he can't go anywhere with it.
Tarian a little loose into 3. It's going to cause him to slide up the track out of 4. Bresci all over his back bumper down the front stretch. Tarian getting the run.
And he pulled away by about a car length, so a little bit more breathing room for the 38. We'll see how long it is able to be sustained. Not very long. Bresci again has the momentum built up. Looks to the inside. This may be it.
See down into 3 and 4. Bresci once again getting those 2 left side tires below the yellow. But Tarian has the outside. He should be able to clear him out of 4. Still side by side. Both drivers really sideways.
Side lane is just, you have to put so much more wheel into it to get it to stay down there, and on these older tires it's just really getting him overly sideways. He'll take a stab at it down on the dog leg. He'll have to fall back in line. Nope, he's going to take another stab at it.
Through 3 and 4 now. These drivers battling is starting to bring Joshua Adams and Ryan Hartz back up to him, but Bressie really loose again out of 4.
And he may have angered the tires there with a couple of these slides, and with all the attempts he's made at these passes, we'll see if he's already up these tires. Maybe that'll allow, as you said, Adams and Hartz to make it a 4-way battle for the lead.
Corey, here at Phoenix, to be able to pass someone, do you think it's better to be quicker in or quicker out?
Well, typically you do want to be faster off corner exit because that gives you the run down the straightaways, and you can usually take advantage of it in the corners, but it doesn't appear that the inside is where you can make these passes. So to be honest, I think maybe you need to be able to get as clear as you can by corner exit, because the normal approaches don't seem to be working tonight.
Tearing a little loose out of 4. Bressie closed in a little bit, but Tearing was actually a little bit quicker last time by.
Pull up the lap graphic here. We'll show you guys what is being run by the top 10 drivers, and Arian was 4/100ths faster. Also of note, the only other driver in the 4s besides the 2 leaders is Matthew Bell. You could see him in that orange and blue machine in the 5th position, but he is a little bit of a ways behind the leaders.
10 laps to go now in the stage, as Bressie is starting to reel the 38 back in.
Shane Terrian has been up front for, I believe, every single lap here thus far of the 26, soon to be 27 that have been run, but Bressie seems to be the faster car. He just needs to find out what he can do. The stage is going to be on the line within 10 laps, so he's got to try something. He's going to do it. He's got to try it soon.
I don't know if he's going to be able to get by if he keeps going to the inside. He really needs to get to the outside, but I don't know how he can do that because Terrian is not allowing him to get up there.
He is not. He's doing exactly what he needs to do to play that defense, and playing that defense is obviously just making life a living hell for Bressie, but that's what you have to do sometimes. You gotta race smart. If you don't the fastest guy, you gotta use your brain, and that's exactly what Terrian's doing.
Bressie getting a pretty good run out of 2 once again, down into turn number 3 now. Taking a look underneath the 38 of Terrian. Don't think he's going to be able to get there. He's close, but out of 4, both drivers a little sideways. Bressie did a pretty nice job getting through that corner. He's going to take a look to the inside through 1 and 2.
Here he comes. 38 may have got a little bit wider than even he has been getting, but look at the wiggle from the 24 off of corner number 2. He'll lose everything that he just gained. He's going to have to try and do it all over again.
Bressie now with 10th and a half back, but gaining pretty much all of it right back in 3 and 4. Now let's see if he can hold it out of 4 and down the front stretch. Terrian getting a pretty good run, pulling away just a little bit down the front stretch. 6 laps to go in the stage.
Arian has held off many a charge thus far in the race, thus far in the stage. The race still has quite a ways to go. We are fighting for the stage that will be completed on lap number 35. Once the 10th place driver has completed lap number 35, that will be the stage completion. And quite the surprise, Evan, we have Cole Bagunia in the 10th position now. Usually he's up there with these guys.
Yeah, Bagunia started in the back, but still really surprised that he's just standing right there in 10th.
He does have some damage and still having his connectivity issues, but he does have some damage. But we got to go back to the front because Bressie is starting to crank up the intensity a little bit more. And look what this is doing. Joshua Adams and Ryan Hartz, who have been lurking behind this, no longer lurking. They are there.
Now 4 laps to go in the stage. We'll see if Bressie can do anything with the 30 of Terrian. Terrian is sliding up a little bit through 1 and 2, but still getting a pretty good run as now Joshua Adams is really starting to close in on these 2 leaders.
Yeah, so this is going to be an opportunity for maybe Adams to sneak one by Bressie. If Bressie makes a move, maybe he can take advantage of it if it does not work. So Bressie's going to have to be even more careful. He's going to have to be even more careful not to spin out with as loose as he's getting on corner exit.
Now out of turn number 2. Both drivers really sideways. Neither one of them really got an advantage there. Now entering turn 3. See Bressie driving in really hard, trying to get there to Terry as they come to 2 laps to go in the stage.
It'll be 2 laps to go, and Terrian has gained a little bit of a breathing gap. He had about 0.2 of a second to be exact. He is now ahead, so he will come off of corner number 2 and does seem to be pulling away just a little bit, but the battle for third is on.
Joshua Adams still
Hart's
holding the spot over Hart's. Yeah,
entry.
Hart's got in the wall a little bit, not too bad though, but Hart's up there kind of in the 3rd lane, trying to get the run. You got a little bit of one, but I don't think it's worth it.
Oh, not nearly enough. This is the white flag for stage number 1. It was a tight battle for the stage, has kind of fizzled out just a little bit as Terrian will come through 3 and 4 with a pretty good size advantage. So this will be the stage victory for the number 38 machine of Shane Terrian. And we will await the yellow flag as Cole Pagunia will approach the finish line and is just about there. So that is the stage, and the stage going to the number 38 machine here.
So the sheriff's gonna come down for 4 tires and fuel once the pits open, and they might be able to do it on a 1 stop from here.
Yeah, I'm pretty much certain that is going to be the strategy if we stay green, and these guys are racing very aggressively, but they're doing a very good job to give each other the room they need. It's not seeming to be a race that I would think is going to have the caution flag come out more than maybe once.
It's already come out once.
Well, that's what I mean, you know, a real caution, not a
stage brake caution,
not a NASCAR
debris caution. That's not
NASCAR, we
caution.
need commercials without an actual caution. Not that that's what stage racing is.
How many times did you say caution?
Caution?
Caution.
In all reality, what is stage racing? It's just a way to get a commercial without kind of a justified excuse. Not to degrade NASCAR at all. There's pit stops, Corey. That's a rant for the racer's mind. Here we come into pit lane.
See 2 drivers staying out. Probably just to wait a lap. I believe that's Cole Bagunia as well as Rusty Capel.
Bagunia gets scored. Yes, he did. He did get scored as the leader, so that is a for him. Rusty Capel maybe hoping that Bagunia didn't stay out to get that point. I cannot imagine them wanting to stay out on those set of tires, but they come off. Oh, there they come on to pit lane. We will see who does win the race off of the pits. Look like it'll be the 38 without contest, but the battle for second. Bressie, not a good stop by that number 24 crew.
Bressie gets out 3rd.
Actually, Bressie had a slightly faster pit stop, matter of fact, than Joshua Adams, but he had a much slower experience on it, about a 1 second slower total time in the pits. So Joshua Adams did a very good job managing to gain that spot there just by maximizing his pit speed and getting in and out of his pit box better than before.
Yeah, because Bressie, he didn't slide through his stall any, so he's
very conservative.
Yeah. Or maybe the 88 was just so much more aggressive.
Combination of the two, but it'll push Bressie back, and we know how fast he is, so maybe having him one back further position will. We'll see what that does. We'll see if the 88 can maybe get a little bit better run. We saw him starting to close in on those guys as the track rubbers in. Kind of affects the racing a little bit. Kind of some guys favors more than others.
Lights should be out this time. See Cody Tabor up there trying to get a lap back.
6 laps down already, and Justin Unselworth not end up taking it at all. So there are currently as we lost Ryan Hartz.
We lost him? Where'd he go? We're gonna find him.
I don't know if we're gonna find him. I think he may have veered into that world, or I don't. May be able to tell me, Evan, if he left on his own accord or not.
No. He has not left on his own accord yet.
He is not on the racetrack, so thank gods may be playing games with the number 3, but that the top 5 driver who would potentially
not be in the top 5.
Potentially be out of the race. So this leaves 12 drivers that are actively on the racetrack on the lead lap at the very least. So Evan, take it away. Let's get stage 2 underway.
Coming through turns number 3 and 4. Same front rows on the initial start. Shane Terrian leading this field back to the green. 88 of Joshua Adams up there in P2 as the pace car ducks down into pit road, waiting for Terrian to get this back underway. There he goes. He will clear Adams for the lead easily, so the battle is for second.
Side by side into corner number 1 and 2, the 24 and the 88. We saw how much trouble Bresci had on the inside groove making these passes, but now he is on fresh tires. Should have a better experience doing so all the way to the inside of the dogleg.
Yeah, I think with fresh tires, you want to be on the inside, but after 15-20 laps, you kind of want to be on the outside, it looks like in that run at least.
So sole possession of second place goes to the number 24. We'll see if the 88 is able to rebuttal and get back up there, or if he maybe falls back just a little bit. But entering corner number 1, kind of evenly spaced are the top 3 at the moment.
Ryan Hartz did drop from the server, so we'll see if he gets back in or not.
Tyler Hensley moving to the 6th position, passing Robert Kenny. I do see someone in our chat. I believe it is Hartz. That PC shut off. So that would mean the equivalent of the kill switch going off or something. The PC turned off, so I don't know if he's going to make it back in or not, but that is not what you want. I'm taking another lap. 38 still hanging on for dear life on the 24, but he's going to have to hang on for dear life most certainly, because here comes Bresci again with another dive in turn 1.
Now out of turn 2, they're going to be just barely side by side as Bresci really cutting that dog leg. Now as they get ready to go into turn number 3, Bresci's still at his quarter panel. He's got the inside 4, 3, and 4. Now out of turn 4, Bresci has a slight advantage, getting really loose. He's going to hang on to it, but he's not going to be side by side. Going to drop back to second.
I mean, I think we've kind of established multiple times the 24 is putting on a show for us. How are these drivers going to make passes here at Phoenix as difficult as the inside seems to be right now?
8 wheels is better than 4.
I mean, so you either A, have to get to the outside, which is going to be extremely difficult, or B, wait for a mistake, or C, I guess take matters into your own hand.
Yeah, that's probably the best and easiest way to pass here.
May not create many friendships, but racing's not about friendships, racing's about winning, am I correct?
Yeah.
26 of Chuck Sweeting and Bronson Stafford passing that machine. Apologies, that is for 48 of Nick Massey. Again, Nick Massey usually up front in these races as well. A bunch of front runners that we're used to seeing and not having the greatest of runs tonight.
Yeah, Massey trying to get around Stafford for the 9th position. He will clear.
Not to cut that battle off, but up front again, Bresci with the dive into corner number 3. He has probably the best position I think he's had yet. He is completely side by side and slides it off corner number 4, but still has the position.
Now into turn 1, Bresci has a slight advantage out of 2. Now we'll see who can get the run. Looks like Bresci should be able to clear here through the dogleg. We'll see. He clears for the lead. Bresci, new leader.
Marion is not going to go down without a fight. Let's see if he can make anything happen, and Bresci does get the run off of 4 that he needs, so the 24 having the first lead change of the event. Now the question is, how much was Terrian holding him back? Is he going to drive off into his own world, or maybe the 38 can stay with him and learn something.
We'll find out, but Bressi is really driving that thing hard into the corners. It seems slipping and sliding a ton, especially on entry.
Usually know that you don't want to drive. Evan, you asked me earlier about driving deep into the corners, and you're better off getting the run on corner exit, or you're better off getting the better corner entry. Typically, it is always about the corner exit, but Bressi's approach seems to be working.
Looks like most of the field's singling out now.
Bressi really loose off a 4, but keeps his momentum built up, but he is definitely not in complete ease of driving right now. He's definitely having to be up on the wheel driving that thing, and still managing to keep the same gap of about 2 car lengths over Terrien.
Ryan Arts is back out on track, 8 laps down in the 14th position.
Yep, so he will be most likely to screw points, maybe for attrition. Don't see any or feasible way that he's going to get that time back. So, fortunate run for the 3. Here we have a battle for the 3rd position. The Adams brothers going at it.
Jacob Adams on the inside in that 8. Joshua Adams to his outside down into turn 3. Jacob really loose, shoving his brother up the track. They're going to stay side by side out of 4.
Evan, is that not how you said to pass?
Yeah, but I don't think they actually made contact. Jacob just got a little bit loose, and his brother gave him some room.
I'm off of corner number 2. Not sure who is the elder of the 2 brothers, but we'll say Joshua Adams is still in the 3rd position. Jacob will fall back in the line, but he has to watch out because the 95 of Matthew Bell is all over the back bumper and trying to take a look if he even in turn 3.
Bell has been running some pretty good lap times, especially at the end of that stage. I haven't really looked at him this run that much yet, but he's still trying to get by the 8 of Adams, Jacob Adams.
Nearly in the fence there was the double 8 of Joshua Adams, but didn't cost him too much time. And up front, Evan, Marion is not rolling over and playing dead. He is right on the back bumper of the 24, staying right with him.
Yeah, Terrien was a few hundredths quicker than Bressi last time by. Lost a little bit out of 4 there. We'll see now down into turn number 1. Who is the better out of 2 now? Looks like Bressi a little bit better. Rusty Cable has gone behind the wall, so he is done. So that'll be an extra spot for both Tabor and Arts.
Every last point matters, so we'll see that make. Probably find that out at the end of the race. Cody Tabor in the 12th position. Ryan Hart, if he runs enough laps, will 11th or rather the 12th position. Field starting to dwindle down here even further as we approach the halfway point, about 50 laps.
Bronson Stafford also going behind the wall. He is done. Trying to see what for there.
Jumping like flies, but still having some good battles on the racetrack. The best one, of course, being at the front of the pack. Like Bressi pulling away by just a couple car lengths right now, but that happened a couple times where one will run a better lap, the other will run a better lap the following time around. Marion nearly into the fence there off corner number 2, takes it all the way down to the dog leg, trying to gain some of that time back.
Terrien using all the racetrack almost into the wall out of 2 and then cutting the dog leg.
Good work for him. He probably gained half a tenth. That is something. Chuck Sweeting was just in battle with battle already, but like Nick up to 7th. Forward Colbegoon 9th behind. Colbegoon not having fun. He kind of has their track speed. They don't agree with it. They just don't have the feel for it. See,
He was really good on Wednesday night in the Contender Series race. So I don't know what his issue is here in the Cup Series.
Yeah, I didn't have a very good run on Wednesday night.
No, you didn't. You made about 3 laps.
I had terminal. Not a good day for Silva either, but Celtics won.
Cole Laguna actually won the race on Wednesday night.
I saw that on the Twitter. I actually looked at Twitter
on the Twitter, he says.
I actually looked at Twitter for about 10 seconds. Popped up, so.
I was in that race and I actually forgot he won.
Worried about not having a very good run yourself from what? Talk about.
I mean, I finished 4th. So it wasn't terrible, but. Anyway, back to the race.
We haven't seen a 38 able to make an actual pass attempt on Bresci, hanging on for dear life about a 1/4 of a second back. Really sailed it off in there into corner number 3, trying to gain some of that time back, and was not really able to hold that momentum throughout the exit of the corner. I think Bresci may have pushed him by a little bit, but it does look like Tarian is pulling off what Bresci was doing and driving it really deep on entry.
Tarian Olsen Thwalt once again cutting the dog leg as well. But Bresci is starting to extend the lead just a little bit. We'll see if he can keep that up.
I mean, we are 25 laps into the run. There are 70 laps to go. Do you have any kind of an estimate, a little game of what lap do we think you guys will come down on?
Well, let's see.
I'm going with lap 85-ish. That's my take. It'll be about 5 laps. About 45 laps.
I'm going to say about lap 90. 25 laps from now. Do 50 and then 48 or whatever. $50 and then 43.
Mathematics. Opportunity to do through the field right now. Obviously up front we get on Thomas Bresci and Shane Tarian 1 and 2. Joshua Adams in 3. Jacob Adams in 4 with a battle with Matthew Bell. Tyler Hens position. Nick Massey running in 7th. And we have Chuck Sweeting in 8th. Cole Bagoon 9th. Robert Kenny in 10th. Cody Tabor 7 laps down in 11th. On pit road at the process. And Ryan Hartz, after his computer issue, 8 laps down, running in 12th. And are all of the drivers currently registered in the.
Tarian is still not letting that 24 get away. I don't really know if Tarian is faster than him. He's staying right there. He hasn't been able to make a move for the lead yet, but he has not been letting Bresci get away.
Be figuring out what Bresci's doing and learning from it, or maybe just kind of getting Bresci to look too much in the mirror, causing him to make mistakes and not being able to focus on his line and put him there. Not sure what it was, but like you said, he did a really good job. Pressure on.
Bresci got a little bit loose there. Tarian allowed Tarian to get right to his back bumper. But I think Tarian may have gotten a little bit loose because Bresci pulled away there out of 4.
Last time around the track, they were separated by 1/100th of a second on the lap time board, so they are identical right now. But the fastest one they last time by is actually the number 8 of Jacob Adams.
Oh, last time by actually Bresci was the quickest.
Those lap times, just from one lap to the next, they down by about a 10th lap. So On our broadcast last night, we broadcast rivalry racing trucks at Pocono, and tire wear was immense there. Those drivers lost about 3 seconds at the end of the run. Not as radical of a that Phoenix drivers have dropped off about 1.5 seconds off of their best laps.
Green flag pit stops probably starting here in about 15 to 20 laps.
No, there's not a ton of tire fall off here. Every lap that you track when your competitor is on fresher tires, there will be some time given up. It does appear it'll be between 1.5 and 2 seconds a lap. So especially Bresci and Tarian, they're going to want to pit very close to each other and a kind of advantage of the other one.
See what Bresci really leads down to 4. Which one of these top 2 do you think is quicker, Corey? Tarian or Bresci?
It's really hard to tell because the last time by 1/100th of a second faster for the 38. We saw the big wiggle from Bresci. I do think if they were running by themselves that Bresci would be faster, but I really think Tarian is doing such a good job on the pressure that not letting Bresci run the pace that he's running.
Behind them, Joshua Adams and Matthew Bell were actually the 2 fastest cars last time by. Joshua Adams back there in 3rd, only about 6/10 off of Tarian and 8 off the lead.
It'll be a 3-horse battle at the front of the field here, just in a matter of a couple laps as Joshua Adams looking off some laps here. I want to bring it up just so you guys can hear on the graphic. Look how close those laps were. Top 3.
Separated by about 0.4 of a second.
And even going back to the 7th position, 8th position for that matter, top 8 all within about 7/100ths of a second. That's incredible. A lot of pace drivers here tonight. That just makes it that much harder to make these passes with everyone running the exact same times, pretty much literally.
It's hard to pass one when you're only 5,000ths quicker.
You're gonna have to
get creative.
You have to get creative, whether on pit strategy, you're gonna have to
get creative with the bumper.
I would say visit the Evan Black's passing. Out of the way.
It's the easiest way to pass.
Not necessarily the most advisable.
Exactly.
Especially if you want to have any kind of rapport with your fellow drivers or any positive reputation or feel good about yourself, but it does work. Talk to Denny Hamlin at Martinsville. Actually, I haven't really. Did he win that race? I don't even remember.
No. Kyle Busch won that race, Corey.
Well, I don't remember, but I tried to.
Don't we all? Except for the few fans of his.
Admin of the league.
Yeah.
While all this is going on and our banter goes on, this race is really wrapping up very quickly. We only have 55 laps to go. Well, only about 25 minutes of race time left. These guys really, whoever is going to be in the challenging for this win, they're going to have to make their presence now. I've yet to see a natural yellow flag yet. We did have the guaranteed stage breaks. So you guys have epic. Other than that,
pit stop's probably going to start here in about 5 to 10 laps as Tarian is all over the back number for Bresci out of 4.
Here comes Tarian with a look to the inside.
So I see Matthew Bell coming down pit road now. to start green flag pit stops. See, it can't be too much longer before the rest of the field comes down pit road because they don't want to lose too much time. Bresci will lose out of turn 2. See, I'd probably say this next lap or two, everyone else will come down on pit road because they don't want to lose too much time to Matthew Bell. See, out of 4, who decides to come down pit road? No one from the top 4 pitting yet. I'm just staying out. Now into turn 1. Shane Tarian all with the back bumper of Bresci, almost giving him a shot there through the center of 1 and 2. Bresci getting a pretty good run out of 2 and now down the dog leg. Let's see as they come into 3 if anyone comes down pit road this time. Let's see, looks like Jacob Adams maybe.
Adams really diving it onto the side there for 4. Corner number 3 of it rather. And Bresci with Wiggle.
See through 1 and 2 now. Joshua Adams now over the back bumper. That's 38 of Tarian. See here through 3 and 4. If anyone comes down pit road, no one yet. Of the top 4 still staying out.
Guys really trying to shorten their last runs as best as they can. First one on tires is Cole Begunia, position 1 lap down as he through center of 1 and 2 here. Here comes Tarian all over the back bumper of the 24 with the dive into corner number 3, but it might backfire. Here comes Joshua Adams to the outside.
Contact. 3 wide for the lead almost. Joshua Adams backing out of it side by side between Tarian and Bresci. Bresci will clear once again for the lead. Tarian back into second. But Bresci really high through 1 and 2. Tarian going to try and take another dive. Now as they're going through the dog leg, Tarian cutting it just a little bit. Joshua Adams to his outside. Adams will clear for second. Now we'll see if he can do anything with Bresci, and if anyone comes down pit road this time, we'll see. Top 4 still staying out.
And Tarian went for a pass there and kind of got tuckered out, went to go make a pass, actually lost a spot in the process. Now let's see what Joshua Adams can do. I think the 24 is absolutely at the end of his tire's life, but still staying out there trying to make these laps and still able to hang on ahead of these guys. Big wiggle from Adams through the dog leg.
Top 6 still have yet to pit. Everyone else in the field has come down pit road. Now out of turn 4, Joshua Adams got a pretty good run there. He's running a little bit higher than Bresci. Now we'll see through 1 and 2. Adams diving it down into the corner, getting a little bit loose, but he gained a lot of time there to Bresci.
Yeah, so Bresci is definitely hanging on to that machine everything he can, but definitely not the fastest one up front now, and thought he was going to pit there. It looked like he was a little slow through 4, but does keep it on the speedway.
Now we'll see as Tyler Hensley is on pit road. So the top 5 have yet to pit.
Now exiting stall. Less than 50 to go. I believe about 45 laps to go. Here we come, first set of stops, Shane Tarian.
See Shane Tarian as well as Jacob Adams and Nick Massey coming down pit road.
Well, most certainly, I'd have to imagine bring the guys pits behind them. They cannot afford to lose time.
See Matthew Bell getting by Bresci, trying to get his lap back. This is gonna not allow Bresci to come down pit road. So Joshua Adams looks like he will come down pit road.
This is the Lone Ranger on this particular lap.
So now Thomas Bresci, the only one that has yet to come down pit road. Let's see, he's probably going to come down this time, I would say. Yes, he will, lap 90.
But this shackles
out to be.
But it shakes out to be in terms of intervals. Bressy now passing start finish, entering corner number 1. Technically, Matthew Bell first fresh tires, so he will be scored the leader, I do believe.
And look who's going to work his way up to P2.
Colbegunia.
Colbegunia, yeah, he was the first driver to pit, so he's on 4 lap older tires than Bell and 14 older than Bressy.
Chuck Sweeting in third position.
Yeah, Chuck Sweeting up to third. Really good run for him here tonight.
Tires are going of the utmost importance behind Sweeting, who's in the third spot, only about a second and a half back to Tyler Hensley, who has significantly fresher tires than the top 3. And
Bressy's all the way back to 9th.
Darian 5th. Instead, Bressy back to 9th position and is, quick math here, about 4 seconds behind Tarian, and that may all be attributed just to out those couple extra laps.
So Tarian is 6.7 seconds behind leader Matthew Bell.
Yes.
But he's on 8 lap fresher tires.
Yes.
So do you think he's going to be able to catch him?
Yes.
You sound pretty confident in that yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, he was a half second quicker last time by, so I'd say your yes is pretty yes.
There's one thing that we've learned of it about tires.
What have we learned about tires?
Barring a couple odd scenarios, more often than not, if you have 5 plus lap fresher tires, you will be able to eliminate quite large gaps. We are a couple times where it didn't work out, all the broadcast, but more often than not, anything over about 5 lap fresher tires is going to be
And Tarian going to get by Chuck Sweeting, as well as Tyler Hensley getting by Sweeting.
Drops back to the position and likely not be done dropping back. Jacob Adams not too far behind him. Tyler Hensley is going to have a serious fight on his hand in the form of Shane Tarian. That is going to be a battle for third. I don't know how much of a battle it will be as fast as the 38 is, but I'm sure Hensley will not go down without a fight.
Tarian about 2 tenths quicker than Hensley last time by on 2 lap fresher tires. So come through the dog leg now. Entering turn number 3, we'll see if Tarian can do anything with Hensley. Out of turn 4, both drivers a little bit sideways. Coming down the front stretch.
Hensley is running a little bit higher. He does wash up the track a little bit. Maybe that is an intentional line he is running. Tarian will be right against the yellow line rather. Chooses to go through the dog leg here, so try to pull side by side. Not succeed in that task. He'll fall back in the line.
Now out of turn 4, Tarian was taking a look underneath Hensley, but dropped back a little bit. As now Tarian only 4.6 seconds behind Matthew Bell.
Jacob Adams just lurking a little over a second behind this, so the longer that Hensley is able to hold off the 38, that will drag in one more driver into the mix, being Jacob Adams, and then brother Joshua, again not too far behind that, but Chuck Sweeting all the way up the track. Massey goes by, and look at Thomas Bressy. Saw how far back he dropped, but able to eliminate a lot of time already. Not too far behind the guys he was battling with before.
6 seconds behind the leader Matthew Bell is Bressy as he's taking a look underneath Nick Massey into turn number 3. Bressy's sliding up a little bit through 3 and 4, now out of turn number 4. Both drivers still side by side down the front stretch. Nick Massey has it at the line, but they're going to go down into 1.
They are side by side, Tarian and Hensley through corners number 1 and 2. Thought Tarian was going to have it. There he goes with a cut through the dog leg. We'll see where that takes him when he merges back onto the track. Looks like he will be able to. Thought he was going to clear, but the 46 with a big dive into corner number 3 remain side by side onto the front straightaway.
Right now, Hensley is Matthew Bell's best friend.
Matthew Bell about 2.75 seconds ahead of Begunia, 3.8 seconds ahead of this, 32 laps to go. Mega dive, mega cut by Terrien, who hit the dogleg last time by.
Terrien is really trying to get by Hensley as quickly as he can. But through 3 and 4, I think that outside's going to succeed. Out of 4, no, pretty good run as they come up on Cole Begunia, who got loose out of 4. Where are Terrien and Hensley going to go?
Well, Hensley is going to get the advantage out of that situation, goes to the outside. Terrien is going to lose the time, having to slow down and go all the way to the inside.
So now Terrien getting by Begunia as they go through 3 and 4 now.
Now, this is the battle for second now. Third has, well, Terrien is up to third, Begunia to fourth, and Begunia has a train of drivers behind him. So what was a little over a 6-second lead to start, now down to 3 seconds with a bunch of hungry drivers with fresher tires on their charge.
Terrien just needs to get by this 46 of Hensley, and Hensley's being real tough to pass, so I don't know if Terrien will be able to get by him.
As we said, he may have to take it into his own hands. As we talked about, it is the ways that he passes, and speaking of passes, Jacob to the side, Joshua to the outside, Thomas Bressie trying to go 3 wide to the bottom of the dogleg.
Jacob Adams will clear for the spot, getting really loose into 3, going to slide up the track. So they're going to be 3 wide out of turn number 4. Now Jacob Adams falling back behind the 88 and 24. 24 and 88 side by side down the front stretch, down into turn number 1. Joshua Adams up on the outside of Thomas Bressie out of turn 2. Looks like Adams will maybe clear, but Bressie's going to cut the dogleg and get back there.
All this is side by side. They're side by side ahead of this as well. Terrien to the inside. I think this is going to be the opportunity. He will clear, but the 46 gets the momentum off of corner number 4 and has another life.
Down into turn number 1 now.
Hensley
way
too high up the track. But it worked.
Terrien cutting the dogleg once again, but Hensley's getting run on the outside. But Terrien will clear for the spot. I don't think Hensley will be able to fight back.
Got to the back bumper there, maybe what could have been a crossover, but no merit to it. So now 2.5 seconds for Terrien to get the lead back and get this race 26 laps to go. Thomas Bressie to the inside of Joshua Adams. He should be able to clear through the dogleg as he goes all the way to the inside to cut it. He will clear. 88 will drive it deep into corner number 3, trying to keep any kind of side-by-side hopes alive, but Bressie into 4th.
So now will Bressie be able to catch up to Hensley and get by him?
I think Bressie will get to Hensley, but I do not think he will get to the 38, but we will see what happens as this is wrapping up. 5 laps here to go. Big wiggle from Hensley there at the exit of the dogleg.
Hensley all the way up in that kind of 4th lane there. It's going to allow Bressie to take a look underneath him out of turn 4. Hensley got a pretty good run there, so Bressie had to drop back. Now through 1 and 2, Bressie taking another look inside of Hensley. Bressie should be able to clear here by cutting the dogleg. Yes, he will.
Got pretty much clear there off the exit of the corner, so just cutting the dogleg just gave him a little of extra insurance. Bressie in the 3rd. He needs 1 second gain to get to the back bumper of Terrien, who about 1.25 seconds behind our leader.
Terrien running about half second quicker per lap, so more than likely Terrien will get there.
Yeah, I don't really see any way that 95 is going to be able to hang on without the help of a yellow, and even with a yellow, I don't think he has the pace, but we have to stay tuned for. Oh, how hard it is to pass. These tires may be starting to equilibrate, but out for older versus newer. But I'm going to actually take that thought back, as just 0.3 slower than the remainder of the drivers last time.
Getting pretty close to 20 laps to go. And Terrian's definitely going to get to him, and I don't think it'll be too hard for him to get by him either.
Now, how fast can he get by? I think it's going to be pretty quick, because any kind of delay he has will bring Bressi back into the picture. Bressi does have a couple lap fresher tires to Terrian. Not much, but every last lap could mean something. But here comes the battle for the lead.
Terrian taking a look underneath now, side by side with Matthew Bell down into turn 3. Terrian sideways through 3. But out of 4, and Matthew Bell still trying to fight it back on the outside, but Terrian will clear for the lead.
Not enough mustard, not enough good rubber left on that number 95.
Did you say not enough mustard?
Not enough mustard. What's wrong with that?
Well, that's interesting.
Gotta keep it fresh, you know? Get interesting. But either way, the 95, it's going to be a matter of how high can he finish, because he is going to be on a backward spiral as his tires age. Where does that spiral end? He has 20 laps left to hang out.
20 laps to go now for Shane Terrian. Bressi is kind of starting to sneak into the picture a little bit. He was a little bit quicker than Terrian, but he has to get by Matthew Bell first.
Does, and he can make quick work with him, same fashion that Terrian was able to do with 95 very high up the track in 4. That'll give Bressi the lane. A little bit of a wiggle from the 24, but still keeps his momentum built up. Dives it off into corner number 1. 95 trying to pinch him down.
Still side by side out of turn number 2. Both drivers really loose. Bell into the wall just a little bit. Bressi cutting the dog leg.
Bressi
really
still
loose.
hasn't saved it yet.
He saves it just as they get down into turn 3. So now Bressi all over the back bumper of Bell. A little bit of contact there. Out of 4. Bell really loose. Bressi going to take a look to the inside down into turn number 1.
Bressi went the entire back straightaway on that last time by without saving the car. Managed to save it at the last opportunity, but Matthew Bell not giving up. He held the right rear quarter panel of the 24. Lost it through the dog leg, so the 24 just now finally clear for P2.
So now Bressi, he's going to have to catch up to the 38 of Shane Terrian. He's got 1.1 seconds that he has to get up.
Now 1 second and 2 lap fresher tires, so we'll see if that gives him advantage that he will keep following here on the battle tracker as the time becomes appropriate. Now it's about 1.5 seconds.
Terrian's starting to pull away a little bit. I wonder if Bressi maybe burned his tires up trying to get around Bell and those other cars. We'll see what the lap time difference is here at the line. Terrian was a little over a 10th better.
And all that sliding Bressi was doing has obviously potentially heated up those tires, aggravated those tires. He may have to let them cool off, get a rhythm, but he's not going to have too much time to do so. This race is nearly over. Joshua Adams not too far behind Bressi either. He has passed Matthew Bell for the 4th position. Actually, for the 3rd position, rather. Moved 88 up 1 spot.
I think Terrian has a big enough gap, and unless there's a yellow or he makes a mistake, I think he's going to have this one in the bag.
It's here as they cross the stripe. We'll bring up battle tracker. Yeah, it's still actually 1.5 seconds. Bressi a couple hundred slower last time by, so I think with the run Bressi had to do to get where he was to this position, he had to drive that car so hard. I just think everything that he had left, and have to settle for second and try to hang on to that, because he's going to have a battle on his hands.
Yeah, Joshua Adams starting to catch up to Bressi just a little bit. Bressi was actually the fastest of the top 3 last time, but only by 300 or so.
Well, up front here we have Shane Terrian. We'll give you a quick rundown here. We only have 9 drivers on the lead lap. Terrian in first, Thomas Bressie in second, Joshua Adams in third, Matthew Bell hanging on for fourth. For fifth is Tyler Hensley in a battle with 8 of Jacob Adams. We have Cole Bagoon 8th, Robert Kenny in 9th, Cody Tabor in 10th. But the battle right now is the 8 to 48.
Yeah, then Hensley right in front of him, who's gotten to the wall a little bit there out of 2. And really slow through 3 and 4. That's going to allow the 8 and 48 to catch right up to his back bumper. But Jacob Adams currently on the outside of the 48 of Massey. Down into turn 1. Adams almost cleared. No, not quite. 48 of Massey going to fight back on the inside out of turn 2 now. Both drivers really loose. Nick Massey going to cut the dog leg and try and clear him.
Very late in the run to be using the dog leg. He has to be very timid with it. It really didn't gain him too much. Does wash up the track just a little bit. Does Massey, and the 8 will ring it around the top and should be able to clear. Had a little bit of a wiggle, but still does clear and hang off Massey.
10 laps to go now for Shane Tarian, who has a 1.7 second lead over that 24 Bressie, who has a closed in 80 of Joshua Adams behind him.
Now Bressie, as we said, used the ball of his stuff, so now he's just going to have to hang on to be able to stay in the second position. Remember the iRacing cutoff lap, and the off chance we have a yellow, it's going to have to happen with about 5 laps to go. Any later than that, this will end behind the pace car, but don't really see that happening tonight, but we will see.
See the gap kind of evening out now between Tarian and Bressie. Jacob Adams really loose into 3 sideways. He's going to save it just barely. Almost got to the back of the 46.
At this point, this is the longest run these drivers have had on a set of tires thus far, I do believe.
No, they went about 48 laps, I believe. 48, 50 laps. It's only 37 now.
Will be about a 40 some odd lap run, as the track at the very least has definitely rubbered in and heated up, so track may be losing grip, and then with the last second battles trying to gain these last second spots, may just be pushing it a little bit over the edge, and hopefully everyone is able to stay on top of it onto their machine, as Tyler Hensley about to lose a spot to the 8 machine.
Jacob Adams on about 2 up pressure tires than Hensley. Hensley really loose there through the dog leg. Now Adams taking a look to the inside through 3 and 4. Really loose down on the bottom contact there. Jacob Adams putting the front bumper to the back of the 46. Down the front stretch now as they get ready to go down into turn number 1. We'll see if Jacob can get there. He's going to hit him again through the center 1 and 2.
Into the fence again off of corner number 2. Loose through the dog leg is the 46, but the 8 can't take advantage. He will actually this time by try to sail it off in there in a corner number 3. 46 washes up the track. Can the 8 get the run through the center of the turn? Not enough to clear. Hensley will have a run off corner number 4.
Now still side by side down the front stretch. Hensley had it at the line, but Jacob Adams still to the inside. Going down into 1 and 2. Adams was clear for a second, but Hensley fought back on the outside.
He did, and all the while Mick Massey trying to figure out where to go. Looks like he's got to go to the top of the track and follow Hensley through this. 8 washes up the track just a little bit through the center. They will remain side by side. All this is for the 5th position.
Still side by side into turn 1. Jacob Adams just throwing it down into the corner. He's going to try and do a slide job here. That's going to allow Nick Massey to maybe get underneath Tyler Hensley.
Yes, he has. All the way to the dog leg there was for 48, but no justice, nothing gained from that move. So these drivers have kind of settled out. We'll go back up front, and there is a little bit too late of a run by Thomas Bressie. He's gained 0.4 of a second since last we checked. It was about 1 3/4 seconds. Now it's down to about 1.3, but as they come through 3 and 4 just now, we're going to be coming to 2 laps to go.
Out of turn number 4 now is Shane Tarian. Got a lap car in front of him, Robert Kenny. I don't know if he'll get there in 2 laps. We'll find out. 2 to go for Shane Tarian.
Tarian again dominating that he has been having here. The Hardline Racing Midwest Power Source Cup Series. He's already won 3 races, and he on pace for 4. He has to navigate the slower car of Robert Kenny 10, but have too much problems with that as he comes off turn number 4 to grab the white flag.
A white flag in the air for Shane Tarian down into turn number 1. He may have to get by Robert Kenny. He might just stay behind him. We'll find out out of turn number 2. Shane Tarian, half a lap to go.
Another dominating effort. These guys did not have it for the number 38 tonight. He is on an absolute roll. So as he comes through 3 and 4 for the final time, Shane Tarian will add another tally into the win column. It'll be number 4 on the season. Shane Tarian wins in the desert, winning at Phoenix.
Thomas Pressey comes home in 2nd and Joshua Adams in 3rd.
That is the top 3 here today, so we will allow these drivers just a brief moment to settle in and get themselves ready, and we'll grab them out here for post-race. And while that is going on, let's just quickly bring to you the final rundown here from Phoenix International Raceway. Winning tonight's race, as we just saw, was the number 38 machine of Shane Tarian, so we want to offer him our congratulations on that. Thomas Pressey in 2nd, Josh Adams with the 3rd, Matthew Bell finishing in 4th, Jacob Adams in 5th, and we have Nick Massey, Tyler Hensley, Cole Bagunia, Robert Kenny, and Cody Tabor rounding out the top 10.
Then Chuck Sweeting coming home in 11th, Ryan Hartz in 12th, Brunson Stafford in 13th, Rusty Keeble in 14th, and then Justin Munsell, who I do not believe started.
Oh, he not, so that is the rundown here tonight. So let's start the post-race show here tonight. We have the top 3 drivers available, so I will talk, actually Evan Black will talk to the 3rd place finisher here tonight of Joshua Adams.
So Josh, you come up with a 3rd place finish here tonight at Phoenix. What are your thoughts after this race?
I'm glad it's over. That was really tough to drive, but it was fun. Got 3rd 2 weeks in a row, so that's good.
Yeah, those cars looked like they were a handful out there, especially on how many laps you had to run under green. Did you kind of expect that, or do you think there's going to be some more cautions?
No, I didn't expect that at all, actually. The way we took off in practice, I thought we would have had a few cautions, but it was very clean, and I was actually kind of surprised by that.
How were the cars handling? We saw a lot of slipping and sliding.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of that. It was so hard to hit the line consistently. Like, I really struggled in turn 1. I found the high line there, like the 2nd half of the race, and 3 and 4, and it was really good, but I really struggled through 1 and 2 tonight.
All right, well, is there anyone you would like to thank or shout out to?
Yeah, my teammate Shane, he won again. I think that's 4 wins for him now. He had iBog power on the car. He'll let you know that. I was carrying the collar and elbow colors again, so thank them. You guys for doing the broadcast, Cody for putting on the league. Everybody that ran tonight, it was fun.
All right, well, thanks for talking with us, and congrats on your 3rd place finish.
All right, thank you.
And now Corey will talk to 2nd place finisher Thomas Pressey.
All right, Thomas, you took it home P2 here tonight. We're starting to charge down and close in on Shane at the very end there, but just came up 1 second short. What was your race like today, and do you think you could have done anything differently to maybe had a shot at the win?
Yeah, I could have been, a little bit less stupid and pitted a couple laps earlier instead of just throwing away the lead. A couple of those guys pitted a little bit earlier than we thought, like it was around lap 80 or something like that. A couple guys started coming in, so I wasn't planning on coming in until like 92 or 3, and I don't really know why I was so committed to trying to stick to that number, so I ran it longer, and then they all, like the 88, the 38, and the 8, they all pitted before me, and then when I wanted to come in, I got boxed out by the 95, so it was just a mess and kind of threw away a win that I thought I'd kind of had, but
that's it. Yeah, we were calling that out in the booth. We were kind of worried about that, but it almost worked out for you. But you really made a big charge there. If you got maybe had a little bit easier time with a couple guys, you may have had it. But what was the handling like? We saw you really loose in those battles on corner exit a lot tonight. Oh, you still got us, Thomas?
Yeah, I got you. I don't know if I cut out there. I had a random connection issue there.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't know if you got the question, but we didn't get to hear your answer.
Oh yeah, I got the question. Yeah, I could have just not pitted, you know, like that late. I don't know why I was so committed to sticking to the number like 92 or 3, which is what I was planning on. So a couple guys came in a lot earlier and kind of started the cycle, and then I was trying to pit before the 38, the 88, and the 8, and then they all pitted before me, and then when I was going to come in right after them, I got boxed out by the 95, so it was a lap even later, and then I threw away the lead in a win that I thought I kind of had, but...
Yeah, so sucks that you finished second here. You had a fast car, but still in second is nothing to fret about, so who do you want to give your shout-outs to tonight?
Just my teammates, as always, at JT Motors.
You're having a little bit of a connection problem there with the mic or something, but either way, we do want to congratulate you on the second, and hopefully we'll talk to you in 2 weeks at the following race. Now, Evan Black will talk to tonight's winner for the 4th time this season, Shane Tarian.
So, Shane, you came in with the victory here tonight at Phoenix. What are your thoughts after tonight's race?
I'm worn out. That was a tough Phoenix setup, and that was fun. I gotta give it to Bressie. Racing me really clean, really hard in the early going there. But fortunately for us, it came down to pit strategy, which seems my key thing in these races. So I'm good to get it. That's 4 straight for Robbins Racing. That's 3 in a row for me. But I feel pretty good. It's the first time I've ever done 3 in a row in this league.
Yeah, you're absolutely dominating out here. How is the car handling out there for you? We saw a lot of drivers slipping and sliding.
It was a handful. I don't know. Like you could still the braking point's kind of the same, but if you braked too hard, it would the back end would kick out. It was loose off the corner if you tried to get into the gas soon or hard. So you basically had to half throttle it, at least in 3 and 4. But 1 and 2 was weird. So if you entered 1 and 2 slow, you'd get really loose off the corner, but if you drove it in there hard, felt like you're going to get tight, it would just give you all the grip in the world coming off the corner. It was a really, really weird setup, but it was really, really fun. Just really challenging.
Did you think Thomas was going to catch you there? He had a few lap pressure tires on you. Did you think he was going to get to you?
I thought he was, because I know his teammate Hensley was going to hold me up as much as he could. I lost about 1.5 seconds battling Hensley, but that first run before we pit, Bressie was losing his tires, and I knew where I was better. So once that kicked in where his tires were too bad for him to handle in 1 and 2, I knew he wasn't going to be able to catch me. I just took it easy.
Alright, well, is there anyone you'd like to thank or shout out to here after your victory here tonight?
Yeah, I need to thank, I got iBog Power on the car this week, I got Navy in the car, Evil Controllers, you guys for broadcasting, Cody for the league, and then of course my teammates who raced tonight, Josh, Jake, and Nick.
Alright, well, once again, congrats on your victory here tonight, and thanks for talking with us.
Alright, so that is the post-race show. Your top 3 finishers here tonight from the Phoenix National Raceway. We already gave you the final results, so we'll wrap up coverage tonight with our sponsor shout-outs. Quick shout-out to Air Movement Fabrications. Check them out at their website, airmovefabs.co.uk, or check out their Facebook page out of the UK. If you need any ventilation work, any kind of metal work, any repair work, check them out. They are the service to trust. Krutz Custom Graphics, custom racing shirts, hero cards, paint schemes, and much more. From local racers to big race teams, they've got your back. Krutz Custom Graphics is always P1. And iRacing broadcast overlay graphics. Check out Jason Allison's work. If you're a broadcast company, you need anything to get you started, get your channel going, any kind of broadcast graphics, any kind of advice, you can check him out. iBog.co is his website. Our cameras tonight brought to you by TrackCams 4 Gourmets. You can check out Istvan's work at facebook.com/trackcams or trackcams22.com. Excellent set of cameras available for a lot of different racetracks, so always check him out for his great work. Our Patreon is patreon.com/PTRTV. If you're looking to help donate to the channel, every dollar does go to the channel to help us improve our quality and take it to the next level. So if you are interested in helping us out in that regard, information is there on the screen. That's another broadcast here tonight. PTR TV. Like and subscribe if you have not already done so. Was the Hardline Racing Midwest Power Source Cup Series. Next week is a week off, so you will not see the race next Friday night. You'll have to wait 2 weeks till May 25th. That will be our next coverage of the league. Stay tuned. Monday night, Integrity Racing League. Tuesday night, American Sim Racing Series. And Thursday night, we have the Rivalry Racing. Signing out of the booth is Corey Silva and Evan Black. Have a great night, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a good night, and we'll see you on Monday.